Oh yeah, PodPing's working like crazy. In fact, PodPing has got something new that I can't.
What is PodPing? Just for 1 second, just for one line.
PodPing is probably PodPing is actually more important than what I'm doing with Lightning. Lightning is end user stuff, but PodPing is a foundational future protocol of the web. Okay, and I've stopped being humble about this. PodPing is like.
It's very nice, Brian. When Brian stops getting humble, it's serious.
PodPing has the potential to be a new internet protocol. The way email is an internet protocol, okay? The way various bits of the internet work at a base level. PodPing is the one that's going to be doing live notifications for all sorts of stuff. And what's actually happening right now, and I'm not even working on this very much, it's sort of other people have taken this in different directions, but the live notification thing is working. So people are starting a podcast, they send out a PodPing, which carries a special tag that says, I have gone live. So, like when you go live on Twitter Spaces or you go live on YouTube, except this is live as a podcast, and any app can pick that up. And there are 2 apps right now that are starting to give notifications for this, and they're the first 2, but they're proving the point that there can be an open source CrossApp going live notification system that doesn't rely on a vertical like Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or any of those. And I've got to talk to the guys at Vim so they can start using it, but it's still in the earliest days of testing. But that use, and in the background, it is being used by an increasing number of podcasting hosts to alert whenever there's a new episode of a podcast. And
including ThreeSpeak.
ThreeSpeak is one of the pioneers, one of the very first to use it. And every video that goes out on ThreeSpeak gets PodPinged. And you don't need to know, the end users don't need to know or care about it. It's like you do not care which computers your emails go through when you hit send. You don't care. But the fact that all those computers are running makes the system work.
So hold on. Are we talking here about potentially, let's say like I'm browsing on hive.blog or I'm browsing on ThreeSpeak.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite creators, or browsing on Apple podcast, right? And one of my favorite creators goes live. PodPing shoots me a message to the front end of that app and says, "Hey, click on this." It clicks on, pops up a video stream.
Correct.
And in the corner of my app and my phone, there's my favorite content creator streaming live.
Apple are not going to put this in, and Google are not going to put this in, and YouTube is not going to include this. But every other independent app is going to realize that it's far better to tap into a cross app system like PodPing, and it means that there's, I think by the end, there's only really 2 podcasts right now that are even testing this. The Podcasting 2.0 one and a couple of other podcasts. But they're testing it to prove that it works. 2 apps are receiving them and acting. That stuff of people going live on YouTube and Twitch and all of that stuff. This is the independent alternative, and everybody is looking for the independent alternative. And it's not going to come from Rumble or any of those others, because they're siloed. They're not spreading the love. And if Rumble wants to adopt this technology, here it is. They can, and any app will play their videos.
Well, here's the question, right? So 2 questions here. One is, who's going to give me the API to plug that into ThreeSpeak, or are we going to have to build it ourselves? And the 2 is, who's building the node infrastructure so that can be run distributed and Speak Network can incentivize the nodes?
The node infrastructure is already built. It's called Hive. It works. So all this does.
No, I mean the video play. So when you click the link, there's going to be a player in the corner.
Yeah, now
right? that needs to be decentralized. The infrastructure of that.
Yeah. No. And
my question is, who's building that, and let's put them in touch so we can integrate that into Speak Network and get it incentivized.
The Speak Network is building part of it. Vim is another option, but adding the PodPing part just to send the notifications. That's easy. Anyone can do that now. You just need a Hive key and a little bit of Hive power. And now's a good time to buy as much Hive power as you can because the price is down. It's a sort of sale. Fill your boots.
That's definitely something I'd be interested in working with you over the next few weeks to integrate somehow.
It actually, I need to get back in touch with the guys at Vim.tv because they actually have a live platform that already uses.
Yeah. It's a great platform, but they were actually on the show a couple of weeks ago as well, a few weeks ago. So definitely interested in working with them on this as well.
Okay, that's PodPing. Yeah.
And then Marco just posted a link, Podfather on PodPing last week. So this is Adam Curry talking about this.
Every week Adam Curry calls PodPing a miraculous invention, and
that's amazing.
He really, but he knows because he knows the difference between some flashy website with a nice drop down that looks nice. That ain't going to shift the world, but a new protocol on the internet, that's weird. That's unusual. We don't see many of those in lifetimes. Not much has actually changed on the internet. Uber didn't add a new protocol to the internet. They just used stuff that was already there. PodPing and Hive, because it's Hive, because nothing else would, the point here is, and this is the Trojan horse of Hive, is that why are we building this on Hive? Because we actually have some faith in the utility of Hive continuing to exist. And by building PodPing on Hive, just like Splinterlands is on Hive, it's like, this gives value to the Hive token. That makes HBD have value in a way that, this Terra Luna thing never had. Because, PodPing is going to get to the point where the entire podcasting industry finds it so valuable that they could afford to run the whole of Hive just to keep PodPing going. And, that's not to say they wouldn't fork, but why would you fork it when Hive is such good value for the podcasting industry? It's still running at less than 0.2% of all the custom JSONs on Hive. So it's a great deal for the podcasting industry.